Atlanta just can't catch a break, because now the drama has reached an entirely new level. Yandy Smith, normally the queen of keeping it classy, just snapped in a way fans never thought they'd see. Over the weekend, explosive audio clips surfaced online, allegedly catching Bambi making some of the most scandalous and cutthroat comments about Yandy and her family. The moment the leaks dropped, chaos hit social media, and it didn't take long before Yandy herself fired back with a fiery response that had the entire love and hip-hop community screaming. Fans were stunned. This wasn't just shade, this was all-out war. But what exactly was on that tape? Who leaked it? And why did Yandy decide to drag Bambi in public with no filter at all? Because if the rumors are true, these audio leaks may have just cracked open a secret beef that's been simmering for years. The story began quietly, like most love and hip-hop scandals do, with whispers in the blogs, a cryptic Instagram story here, a few shady comments there. For weeks, fans had been speculating that there was tension between Yandy Smith and Bambi, but nobody knew how deep the beef really ran. That all changed one late Friday night, when an anonymous account uploaded a series of audio recordings that would flip the entire narrative upside down. The clips were grainy but powerful. In them, a woman who sounded unmistakably like Bambi could be heard ranting about Yandy, saying things that fans described as downright disrespectful. The voice dragged Yandy's family, questioned her marriage, and even mocked her role as a mother. At one point, the voice could be heard saying, "Yandy act like she's better than everybody, but she's fake as hell. Ain't nobody checking for her unless it's some charity stunt." The internet blew up instantly. Hashtags like #BambiExposed and #YandyDragged trended within hours, with fans dissecting every second of the leaked clips. Some people tried to deny it was Bambi, claiming the audio could have been doctored, but most fans said the tone, the inflection, and even the background noises lined up too perfectly with her. Yandy, known for her polished image and calculated moves, stayed quiet for most of the night. But silence only made the speculation worse. Blogs started digging deeper, uncovering old interviews and throwback clips of Bambi throwing subtle shade, painting a picture of a feud that had been building for years. Fans began flooding Yandy's page with messages, demanding she respond, and when the Queen of Diplomacy finally spoke, she didn't just clap back, she burned the house down. Around noon the next day, Yandy went live on Instagram. Unlike her usual calm demeanor, she was visibly furious, her voice sharp with every word. "I don't care what anybody says. If you got the nerve to put my name in your mouth, especially when it comes to my family, I'ma set the record straight," she snapped. "Bambi, you know what you said. Don't act brand new now that the world's listening. And trust me, if you want to play, I got receipts too." The comment section exploded. Fans flooded the live with fire emojis, screaming that they had never seen Yandy so raw, so unfiltered. Some even said it felt like they were watching a whole new side of her, one that had been boiling under the surface for years. She didn't just address the audio, she dragged Bambi directly, calling her out for chasing clout and constantly inserting herself into drama that didn't involve her. "You out here talking about me being fake, but let's be real," Yandy continued, her tone dripping with venom. "Everything about you screams desperate. You need my name for relevance, and now you're gonna get my attention, but not in the way you wanted." Clips from Yandy's live spread like wildfire. By the end of the day, her video had been reposted across every major blog, with headlines screaming, "Yandy unleashes fury on Bambi after audio leak." Fans were eating it up, saying this was the feud they didn't know they needed. Meanwhile, Bambi stayed eerily quiet, which only added to the chaos. Her silence was seen as guilt by many fans, who accused her of hiding out to avoid the storm. But insiders claimed Bambi was planning her next move carefully, waiting for the right moment to strike back. The tension between the two women wasn't just about insults, it was about years of buried jealousy, alliances, and behind-the-scenes beef that had finally boiled over. And now that Yandy had dragged her publicly, fans knew Bambi wasn't going to stay silent forever. The cliffhanger was set. Would Bambi fight back with her own receipts, or was this the scandal that would finally break her? If part 1 was the explosion, part 2 was the shockwave that knocked everyone off their feet. Because just when fans thought they had heard everything in those leaked audio clips, more recordings started circulating, and these ones were even more damaging. The first batch already had Bambi dragging Yandy's name, but the second wave? That went straight for the jugular. In one clip, Bambi's voice could allegedly be heard mocking Yandy's marriage to Mendices, suggesting that their relationship was for TV and claiming that Yandy was more focused on appearances than reality. The words were brutal. Mendices only stickin' around 'cause of the cameras. Once they stop filming, he gonna do what he always do. Yandy just plays perfect wife for the fans. That line alone was enough to set social media ablaze. Fans rushed to Yandy's defense, saying Bambi had crossed a dangerous line by attacking her family. Others, however, couldn't help but speculate, were these just empty insults, or was there some hidden truth behind the venom? But the clip didn't stop there. In another section, Bambi seemed to insinuate that Yandy wasn't the boss woman she portrayed herself to be. Yandy out here acting like she runnin' empires, but without love and hip-hop, ain't nobody checking for her. All that activist energy is for the cameras. I know the real Yandy, and trust me, she's not who she pretends to be. The blogs went wild. One site headlined, Bambi exposes Yandy's double life, while another wrote, is Yandy's image built on lies? The narrative was shifting, and for the first time, fans weren't just angry at Bambi, they were demanding Yandy prove her authenticity. That's when Yandy struck again. She didn't just respond on live this time, she dropped her own receipts. Screenshots began flooding her Instagram stories, allegedly showing private messages between her and Bambi from years back. In them, Bambi appeared to be praising Yandy, asking her for advice on business deals, and even calling her the only one who keeps it real. The juxtaposition was brutal. Fans pointed out how Bambi went from calling Yandy her big sis to dragging her behind closed doors. Yandy captioned the screenshots with a sharp line, "You don't bite the hand that fed you. Remember that." The internet exploded again, but this time the tide was turning. Fans started dragging Bambi mercilessly, calling her a hypocrite. Twitter threads broke down the timeline, showing how Bambi had leaned on Yandy during hard times only to allegedly trash her now. One viral post read, Bambi stayed begging Yandy for clout until she thought she didn't need her. This ain't shade, it's betrayal. And yet, just as it seemed Yandy had won the round, a shocking twist unfolded. Late that night, a new audio clip surfaced, longer, clearer, and even more scandalous. This time, Bambi's alleged rant included not only shade toward Yandy, but also other Love and hip-hop cast members. She name-dropped Rashida, Erica Dixon, and even Scrappy, calling the entire crew messy, fake, and washed. Fans couldn't believe it. The audio was so raw, so reckless, that it almost felt too perfect. Conspiracy theories began swirling. Who is leaking these clips? And why now? Some fans suggested an insider, maybe even someone close to Yandy, was feeding the fire to destroy Bambi's reputation once and for all. Bambi's silence became deafening. She still hadn't responded publicly, which only fueled suspicion. Was she scrambling to do damage control? Or was she quietly gathering her own arsenal to fire back at Yandy and prove the recordings were manipulated? Insiders claimed Bambi was furious, feeling set up and blindsided by the leaks. Allegedly, she told friends that Yandy was behind it all, orchestrating the drama to destroy her credibility. Whether true or not, fans were hooked. The feud had gone from a one-on-one clash to something much bigger, a full-blown war that threatened to drag half the cast into the mud. And then came the cliffhanger. A mysterious Instagram account, the same one that originally leaked the audio, posted a cryptic message. If you think this was bad, wait until you hear the final tape. It's not just about Yandy, it's about everything. The internet froze. What final tape? What secrets could possibly be worse than what had already been revealed? And most importantly, was this the end of Bambi's career, or the beginning of a scandal that would shake Love and hip-hop to its core? By the time the third round of leaks dropped, fans were glued to their screens like it was the finale of a blockbuster movie. Everyone wanted to know, what could possibly be worse than Bambi allegedly trashing Yandy's marriage, family, and entire career? The answer came late Sunday evening, when the mysterious Instagram account that had been releasing the clips finally uploaded what they called the final tape. This recording was longer, clearer, and way more damaging than anything that came before. It started innocently enough, Bambi's voice laughing, seemingly in a casual conversation. But then the tone shifted. Her words came sharp, dripping with venom. She could be heard not only dragging Yandy, but also revealing alleged secrets about other cast members, things that could blow up multiple relationships and friendships all at once. The most explosive part? Bambi could be heard claiming that Yandy pretends to be the voice of the community, but behind closed doors, she allegedly manipulated storylines, cut deals with producers, and even sabotaged other cast members to protect her image. Yandy stayed talking about being real, the voice said, but she's the fakest one of us all. She pulls strings and acts innocent, but everybody knows she's the puppet master of love and hip-hop. The internet lost its collective mind. Fans didn't know whether to be furious at Bambi for exposing these supposed secrets or to question whether she was telling the truth. Blogs posted headlines like, "Is Yandy the real villain?" and "Bambi drops bombshells that could change everything." But Yandy wasn't about to let this narrative take hold. Within hours, she jumped back on live, this time angrier than ever. Her voice shook as she addressed the so-called final tape. "I don't know what game you think you're playing, Bambi," Yandy snapped, "but you don't get to rewrite history. I worked my butt off to build everything I got. You want to call me fake? Look in the mirror. You've been riding everyone else's wave since the day you came on this show. Don't confuse longevity with luck. I earned mine." Fans cheered in the comments, spamming flame emojis and declaring Yandy the winner of the feud. But the drama was far from over. Because while Yandy was defending herself, insiders claimed Bambi was preparing for war. Allegedly, she had her own set of receipts that she was planning to drop, including text messages, unseen footage, and even private conversations with producers that could back up her claims about Yandy. The tension hit its peak just days later when the two women crossed paths in public. Cameras caught them both arriving at an industry event in Atlanta, and eyewitnesses said the energy was so tense, you could feel it in the air. At first, Yandy tried to ignore Bambi, focusing on taking pictures with fans and chatting with other cast members. But Bambi wasn't having it. She reportedly approached Yandy directly, and within minutes, the two were shouting at each other in front of everyone. The argument was loud, messy, and chaotic. Witnesses said Bambi accused Yandy of being the one behind the leaks all along, setting her up to look like the villain. Yandy allegedly clapped back, telling Bambi she was digging her own grave by dragging everyone else into her downfall. The confrontation nearly turned physical, with security rushing in to separate them before things got completely out of hand. Of course, someone caught the entire scene on their phone, and by the next morning, the footage was everywhere. The video showed Yandy pointing her finger in Bambi's face, her voice rising as she shouted, "You don't ever disrespect my family again, you hear me?" While Bambi rolled her eyes and snapped back, "Girl, you ain't fooling nobody." The clip went viral instantly, racking up millions of views within hours. Fans flooded the comments with divided opinions. Some praised Yandy for standing up for herself, while others said Bambi was just being honest and exposing what everyone was too scared to admit. The feud had officially moved from the internet into the real world, and everyone knew there was no turning back. Then came the biggest twist yet. Late that night, the anonymous account that had been leaking the audio dropped another bombshell, this time not a recording, but a message. It read, "Yandy and Bambi aren't the only ones. More tapes coming soon. The truth about the entire cast will be revealed." Fans were floored. What started as a feud between two women was spiraling into something much bigger. If this account really had dirt on everyone, it could unravel love and hip-hop from the inside out. And suddenly, the question wasn't just about who was telling the truth between Yandy and Bambi, it was about how many careers would survive the storm. By the time the dust settled from their public screaming match, the story had already taken on a life of its own. Blogs were spinning every angle, fans were creating endless Twitter threads, and even other love and hip-hop cast members started weighing in. What began as Yandy versus Bambi was now a wildfire consuming everyone in its path. The Shade Room reposted the viral footage of Yandy and Bambi nearly coming to blows, captioning it, "Phew." Yandy and Bambi's feud just went public. Do y'all think this is real beef or just storyline? Instantly, the comments section blew up with over 100,000 responses. Some fans were convinced it was all orchestrated drama to boost ratings, while others swore the raw emotion in Yandy's voice proved it was personal. Meanwhile, the blogs weren't the only ones cashing in. Erica Dixon chimed in during a late-night live, sipping wine while fans begged her to spill tea. Though she tried to play coy, Erica let one line slip, "I've been told y'all there's snakes in the grass. Now y'all see it for yourselves." Fans immediately interpreted that as shade toward Bambi, and within minutes, #Team Yandy was trending. But not everyone was siding with Yandy. Rashida took a more neutral stance, telling fans in her boutique that she was tired of grown women acting like kids. Yet her husband Kirk, never one to stay out of drama, was overheard telling someone on live that Bambi just said out loud what everybody else whispers. That comment alone ignited another round of speculation. Was Kirk hinting that there was some truth to Bambi's claims about Yandy manipulating storylines? Then came the shocker. A small blog dropped what they claimed was a producer leak, suggesting that the anonymous Instagram account posting the audio clips was actually run by someone tied to the Love and Hip Hop production team. According to the blog, the leaks weren't random. They were part of a bigger scheme to pit cast members against each other and create chaos before the new season launched. Fans were divided. Some dismissed it as a conspiracy theory, while others pointed to the suspicious timing. Why would these tapes suddenly surface right when filming was rumored to be starting again? Could this whole feud have been manufactured from behind the scenes? But even as the conspiracy theories flew, the personal attacks didn't slow down. A day after the public confrontation, Yandy posted a cryptic message on Instagram, "I don't play chess with pawns. Remember that." Everyone assumed it was directed at Bambi. Hours later, Bambi fired back with a post of her own, writing, "Funny how people scream loyalty when they've been plotting all along. Don't make me empty the vault." That phrase, "empty the vault," sent shockwaves across the internet. Did Bambi actually have more dirt on Yandy and the cast? Was she threatening to release it? Fans swarmed her comments, begging her to spill everything. Some even speculated that Bambi's vault included private footage, contracts, or unseen messages that could really shake things up. And just when it couldn't get more chaotic, Mendices himself stepped into the conversation. During an interview, he was asked about the feud, and his response was surprisingly calm but cutting. People say a lot when they're bitter. At the end of the day, me and my wife know the truth. That's all that matters. While his words seemed supportive of Yandy, many fans noticed the slight hesitation in his tone, which only fueled more gossip. The drama even spilled offline. Reports surfaced that Yandy and Bambi's teams were sending cease and desist letters back and forth, threatening legal action if certain false claims weren't retracted. One insider claimed that Bambi was prepared to sue if the audio tapes continued to be linked to her without concrete proof, while Yandy's camp insisted the footage of Bambi's own words was proof enough. As if that wasn't messy enough, the anonymous Instagram account returned with another cryptic post. "Y'all want the truth? The real mole isn't who you think." The post included a blurred-out photo that some fans swore looked like a well-known cast member, possibly even someone close to Yandy. The guessing game lit up the internet, with theories flying left and right. Was a so-called friend secretly behind the leaks to stir chaos? Could the betrayal be coming from inside Yandy's own circle? Every time the smoke seemed to clear, a new twist pulled fans right back in. By the end of the week, one thing was certain: this feud was bigger than just Yandy and Bambi. It was exposing cracks in the entire Love and hip-hop empire. The question wasn't just who leaked the audio anymore. The question was, who was going to survive the fallout once the final bomb dropped? By the time the fifth wave of drama hit, it wasn't just fans and blogs fueling the fire. Industry insiders, fellow cast members, and even celebrities outside of Love and hip-hop were chiming in. Everyone had something to say, and the internet was eating up every second of it. On Twitter, the hashtag Yandy versus Bambi was trending for 3 straight days, with fans split into 2 rival camps. Team Yandy supporters praised her for defending her family and refusing to let Bambi tarnish her name. They shared old clips of Yandy mentoring young women, reminding people of her reputation as the heart of the show. Team Bambi, on the other hand, argued that she was finally saying what others were too scared to admit. Bambi is exposing the truth, one viral tweet read. Yandy been running the show behind the scenes for years. The industry chatter was just as messy. A well-known Atlanta DJ took to his radio show to declare that the feud was the best promo love and hip-hop has gotten in years. He hinted that producers were thrilled, calling it ratings gold. But then he dropped a sly bomb. Don't be surprised if some of these leaks weren't leaks at all, but staged drama with the cast in on it. That theory sparked a whole new debate. Fans began digging through old love and hip-hop seasons, looking for proof that Yandy and Bambi had always had underlying tension. Clips of past reunions where the two exchanged side-eyes and slick comments resurfaced. Suddenly, what once seemed like harmless shade looked like the beginning of a long simmering war. Then came the celebrity reactions. Spice, known for speaking her mind, posted a video laughing at the feud, saying, "Bambi and Yandy? Me can't bother. Dem just need to fight it out and stop stressing we would all diss audio." Her blunt take only fanned the flames, with fans begging Spice to pick a side. Meanwhile, Carly Red couldn't resist throwing in a shady Instagram story, a selfie with the caption, "Tea hotter than ever." I got receipts too, don't play. Even love and hip-hop alumni like Tahiri and CYN Santana started weighing in from afar, adding subtle shade that reminded fans just how many cast members had past beef with Yandy. Suddenly, it felt like the entire franchise was circling around this one scandal. Behind the scenes, insiders whispered that VH1 execs were panicking. On one hand, the drama was bringing insane publicity. On the other, the possibility of lawsuits, leaked production secrets, and real-life damage to reputations had corporate worried. The show thrived on chaos, but this chaos was getting harder to control. But it wasn't just TV executives sweating. According to one alleged insider, Bambi was losing sponsorship deals after her name got tied to this scandalous audio. Brands didn't want to be linked to messy leaks that questioned another woman's family and career. Meanwhile, Yandy was supposedly fielding offers for exclusive interviews about the drama, but she was holding out. Rumors said she wanted to negotiate with the biggest platform to tell her side. The public's obsession reached such a fever pitch that fans began organizing receipts threads, collecting every leaked clip, every cryptic post, and every live video into massive timelines. One thread had over 1 million views within 24 hours, with fans dissecting every detail like detectives solving a crime. People weren't just entertained, they were invested in uncovering the truth. And then came the twist nobody saw coming. A new anonymous page popped up, claiming to have exclusive audio that tied the leaks back to someone shockingly close to Yandy. The page didn't drop the tape right away, but promised a countdown reveal. Fans went wild, setting alarms and preparing for the next bomb to drop. Could it be Mendices? A former best friend? Another cast member playing both sides? The suspense was unbearable, and once again, the cliffhanger left fans refreshing their feeds, desperate for answers. Because now, the question wasn't just about Yandy and Bambi, it was about betrayal coming from inside the house. The countdown ended on a stormy Sunday night. Fans who had been glued to their screens for days finally got what they'd been waiting for, the exclusive leak, promised by the new anonymous page. At exactly midnight, a distorted audio file dropped, but this one was different. Instead of Bambi's voice tearing into Yandy, this tape featured another familiar voice, a man's. And when fans replayed it over and over, the speculation began. Some swore it sounded eerily like Mendices, Yandy's husband. The voice on the tape could be heard talking to an unknown person, complaining about Yandy always needing to control the narrative and admitting that she only does things when there's a camera around. The voice even hinted that Yandy's clean image was carefully crafted for the show, not a reflection of her real life. The internet went into meltdown. If it really was Mendices, The betrayal wasn't just personal, it was nuclear. Could Yandy's own husband have been the one feeding the drama all along? Was he secretly fueling the narrative that Bambi had exposed? Yandy's fans immediately rushed to her defense, insisting the audio was fake, doctored, or pulled from old conversations out of context. Team Bambi supporters, however, pounced on the opportunity, saying this proved everything Bambi had been saying from the start. Twitter threads exploded with side-by-side comparisons of Mendice's voice and the leaked recording, while Instagram lives turned into heated debates between fans. But here's where it got even more twisted. Another insider claimed that the voice wasn't Mendice's at all, it belonged to someone in production. According to the source, producers had been manipulating both women behind the scenes, playing both sides to manufacture chaos and ensure explosive storylines. If true, the real mole wasn't Bambi or Mendice's, but someone embedded deep in the love and hip-hop machine. This theory sent fans spiraling. Who in production would go that far? Was the franchise so desperate for ratings that they were willing to sacrifice reputations and relationships? Or was it possible that Bambi and Yandy were both pawns in a bigger game? As these questions ripped through social media, Yandy finally broke her silence once more. She posted a black-and-white photo of herself looking directly into the camera, her caption chillingly simple: "The real truth always comes to light. And when it does, y'all better be ready." Within an hour, her post had over 1 million likes and thousands of comments, with fans begging her to clarify whether the tape was real or who exactly she was warning. Bambi, never one to stay quiet for long, responded with a laughing emoji and a caption of her own: "Girl, please. You don't want me to really talk." That single post reignited the firestorm, with fans insisting the feud was far from over. Behind the curtain, rumors swirled that VH1 executives were scrambling to contain the damage. Some claimed they were editing upcoming episodes to reflect the scandal, while others whispered about emergency meetings with the cast. Nobody could agree on what was real, what was staged, and what was about to explode next. And that's the cliffhanger. Because as messy as things already were, the real question now looms larger than ever: who's the true betrayer in this entire saga? Was it Bambi for dragging Yandy in the leaked audio, Mendice's for possibly being caught on tape, or the shadowy producers pulling strings to stir chaos? One thing was certain: the war between Yandy and Bambi had spiraled out of control, and the next move could shatter friendships, marriages, and maybe even the entire love and hip-hop brand. The drama wasn't ending here, it was just beginning. And there you have it, fam, one of the wildest sagas to ever come out of the love and hip-hop universe. From leaked audio to viral fights, cryptic Instagram posts, and now the shocking possibility that the real betrayer might not even be Bambi or Yandy, but someone much closer. This drama is spiraling into territory nobody saw coming. The question hanging in the air is clear: who's really pulling the strings? Was it Mendice's, a shady producer, or could there be another name we haven't even considered yet? Fans can't stop talking, celebrities keep weighing in, and the internet is split straight down the middle. But if there's one thing we know about this love and hip-hop world, it only gets messier from here. Yandy has already promised that the truth always comes to light, and Bambi is teasing that she has a vault full of secrets ready to be dropped. If even half of that is true, the next bombshell could completely change the way fans see both of them forever. So what do y'all think? Is Yandy the victim of a setup, or has Bambi finally exposed her for who she really is? And most importantly, who do you believe leaked that midnight tape? Let's hear it in the comments, because the theories are hotter than ever. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because the next wave of this scandal is guaranteed to shake the entire culture. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next twist, because when the vault opens, when more tapes drop, and when the truth finally explodes, you'll want to be here first. Trust me, this story is only getting started.